This is India. Bollywood, doctors, engineers, IT scammer, and your favorite YouTube teacher to pass exams. But beyond the stereotype and generalization, the nation of India can be better described as a collection of different countries who somehow got stitched together. How did this happen? Well, the short answer is geography, and some Brits. The Indian subcontinent geography attracts a variety of people throughout history, including the Indus Valley Civilization, some Indo-Aryan migrations, which brought in some Vedic stuff and displacing the original Dravidians. The Mauryan Empire, which later united most of India, Greek stuff, some Jews, a random Christian dude called Thomas, Gupta Empire, Chola Empire bullying Southeast Asia, Muslim states, which came with lots of Persian influence plus bits of Arabic and Turkic into the Indian subcontinent. Some Hindu states still exist too. Then, Central Asian Mughals came along and almost united all of India. The Brits arrived, doing some divide and rule stuff whilst earning lots of cash, independence, split, fight with neighbors, and here we are today. The states and union territories in India reflect the diversity of its population. So what are these places? Geographically, to the northern half, there is a bunch of Indo-Aryan dominated states. The Indo-Aryan language family can be split further into a bunch of languages/dialects. Starting off with the Hindi-dominated states, there is Himachal Pradesh, snowy mountains, wheat, Tibetan influence, hydropower, and gallantry awards. Next to Himachal Pradesh is Uttarakhand, quite mountainous but more lowlands, lots of Hinduism holy sites, national park, and hardcore BJP government. Right next to Uttarakhand is Haryana, lots of wrestling dangle, tough luck for girls, produced lots of milk. The Union Territory of Chandigarh is just kinda there, a planned city to help share the capital, because Lahore is with Pakistan. Delhi and New Delhi is the capital Union Territory, historical sites, pollution, and snobbish government officials doing corruption and shady stuff. Uttar Pradesh, the most populous state, super religious, Hindu nationalistic dudes, gangs, and has tinge of Persian influence. Bihar, once a rich and power empire, has now become the poorest of all, looked down by other fellow Indians, sad. Jharkhand is basically Bihar 2.0, but with mineral resources, communist militancy, and tribes. Below Jharkhand is Chhattisgarh, it's like Jharkhand but with more forest, tigers, also mineral resources and communist militancy. To the center of India there is Madhya Pradesh, Indian Chernobyl, forts and temples, and a cool asteroid lake. Towards the west coast is Rajasthan, the biggest state with desert, camels, forts, minerals, pink city Jaipur, vegetarians, big nuke tests, and child marriage. Moving on, the Punjabi-speaking state is Punjab, filled with light-skinned Indians, having best friends in Pakistan, Sikh stuff, bomb stuff, and doing its best to migrate to Canada. Above Punjab is the Kashmiri-speaking Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, snowy mountains, a meat shield with Pakistan, and thus lots of unrests. Down towards the Arabian Sea is the Gujarati-speaking Gujarat state, rich stingy businessman, manufacturing hub, sweet food, Asiatic lions, diamonds, and no beers. The Union Territories of Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman, and Diu are just there to serve alcohol for Gujarat. Below Gujarat is the Marathi-speaking Maharashtra, famous for Bollywood, Mumbai dominating the economy, fort, and some dudes having sexy times with a lizard. The little Konkani-speaking Goa sits below, Portuguese India, beach, cheap alcohol, and Russians. Across the subcontinent is the Odia-speaking state Odisha, Ashoka stuff, hockey, temple, lake, and keep getting beaten up by cyclones. Right next to Odisha is the Bengali-speaking West Bengal, Bangladesh twin brother who happens to be more Hindu, more gays, stereotypically smart but lazy, fish, and the ideological center for the Indian independence movement. This weird chunk of Indian land squeezed between other countries is known as the Seven Sister States, which include the Assamese-speaking Assam state, the big brother of the Seven Sisters state of India, illegal immigrants, and rhinos. To the top there is a tiny Nepali-speaking state called Sikkim, basically India's Bhutan, who willingly joined India. Whilst the Indo-Aryan states gobbled up most of northern India, southern India is dominated by Dravidian dudes, with distinct languages/dialects. From the bottom up, there is the Tamil-speaking Tamil Nadu, historically a maritime bully, temples, lungi cloth, and does not really like the northern Hindi dudes. Next to Tamil Nadu is the Malayalam-speaking Kerala, St. Thomas Christians whose names start with J, crazy about coconuts, eats lots of beef, literacy rate go boom boom, and doing its best to migrate to the Middle East. Moving up, there is the Kannada-speaking Karnataka, smart IT engineers and scammers, not much water, and the people here not happy with migrants from other states. Towards the east coast is the Telugu-speaking Andhra Pradesh, rockets, agriculture, and having bad luck losing its capital city to neighboring states. Above Andhra Pradesh is its Telugu twin brother Telangana, who took Hyderabad away for better outsourcing and better governance, which may or may not have worked. Then there is the Union Territory Puducherry, basically the remnants of French India, with French language being official, having some fun with the Auroville hippies. In India, there are East Asian-looking Tibetan Burmese-speaking people too, which formed the transitional cultural zone with the Sinosphere. At the top, there is the Union Territory of Ladakh, basically India's Tibet. 5 of the 7 sister states of India are dominated by Sino-Tibetan Burmese-speaking tribes. Arunachal Pradesh, India's Tibet 2.0 but with Christians, a powder keg ready to explode with China. Nagaland has dog food, tribes, and Christians. Manipur is dominated by hill tribes, boxing, and floating islands. Mizoram has lots of forest, and being super eco. Tripura is just kinda there, and some Indians are not even sure why it is there other than generating some funny jokes. It has lots of immigrants from Bangladesh, which made the natives becoming the minority in their own state. Austroasiatic people can be found in pockets within India, like this Meghalaya, lots of tree bridges, lots of rains, waterfalls, and tribes who are matrilineal. Beyond the mainland there are the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, military bases, and also known for these uncontacted tribes. Lakshadweep is basically India's Maldives, with seafood, and sparkling beach. If splitting Indian states along ethnic languages are not divisive enough, India can also be split by religion, skin color, and general cultural zones. In case if you are wondering why Nepal and Bhutan are not a part of India, it is mainly because these countries were not British protectorates, and their status as sovereign countries were recognized by the Brits even before India became independent. Also, both Nepal and Bhutan are good meat shield buffer states against Qing China. What about Sri Lanka, which is just next door? Well, this is because the Brits decided to administer this strategic island as a crown colony, rather than via company rule like the mainland, which focused on profits. Besides, Sri Lanka is dominated by the Indo-Aryan Sinhalese Buddhist people, not exactly friendly with the Dravidian Tamil Hindus, and thus not too ideal to be combined with India. Pakistan and Bangladesh were separated from India for religious reasons, and they did not look back ever since. Myanmar used to be administered as a part of British India, but was later separated because common sense. So what is the point of getting to know these Indian states and territories? Because it is nothing short of a miracle that India continues to function as a united country today. A testament to the excellence of the Indian government administration in promoting unity, or that the Indian subcontinent hated the Brits so much that former enemies decided to be besties in order to kick out the British Empire. So which Indian states are the best? In terms of economy, there is a clear north-south divide. In terms of Human Development Index, there is a blob in central India. In terms of education, southern India dominates the game. The internal Indian rivalry can be intense, best exemplified by the Indian North-South divide. North Indians reckon South Indians as lower-class dark skin who could not speak Hindi fluently, Alabama cousin-loving, and crazy about rice. South Indians reckon North Indians are brutes, crazy about chapati, and super loud. Both North and South Indians reckon eastern bits of India as basically Chinese people, and they generally love light-skinned foreigners, because light skin generally means good stuff in India. Will India continue to be a united country in the future? Most likely, unless a few of the states manage to push for their own independence, or that Pakistan and India finally had enough of each other, who knows? Thanks for watching.